Hi, good evening. My name is Anatoly Motkin, and I'm president of StrategEast. I'm happy to see all of you today, and with your permission, I'll pass the floor to Minister Sherzod Shermatov, Minister of Digital Transformation, Information and Communication of Uzbekistan, with opening remarks. Thank you.
Assalomu alaykum. Samarqandga xush kelibsizlar. Assalomu alaykum. Dear guests, welcome to Samarkand. We are very glad to see you here. Samarkand is ancient town which was in the center of Silk Road, and now it's famous. It's becoming famous not just for its historic places, its sightseeing, but also for information technology events which are happening in the Samarkand. Because today, it's a good honor for me, together with StrategEast, to open this important event, which I think will help to boost information technology development in Uzbekistan, as well as to increase the confidence of foreign companies in seeing Uzbekistan as their next IT outsourcing destination. This is our vision. We would like to make Uzbekistan as an IT hub. In order to make this IT hub, we do have the necessary, all the necessary foundations. First, we do have one of the best legislations in terms of taxation benefits. All IT companies are fully exempt from all corporate taxes. So if you have an IT company in Uzbekistan, you don't pay any tax. And the workers of IT companies, they also pay less taxes than the workers in other industries. And of course, Uzbekistan is the most populous country in Central Asia. It is second biggest in terms of population in the CIS. And the population is also growing. If you compare with 1990s, we had the biggest increase in population among all post-Soviet countries, plus 16 million people. And now we are heavily investing in their education to make sure that they will be ready to work in a Western market as well. And I would like to express my gratitude to USAID. In my previous position as the Minister of Public Education, we have initiated two important projects, which one is called English Speaking Nation, where we have reviewed our English curriculum completely. We have implemented new textbooks, which are already being published and distributed to all our 10,000 schools for 6.5 million kids. And we have improved the capacity of our English teachers. So in future, you will have better graduates, schools, graduates with better English. So that this is an extra opportunity for those companies who are looking forward to Uzbekistan as a potential IT outsourcing market. When we started the ICT development in Uzbekistan just in 2017, many were very suspicious. There were many doubts. What would happen? This guy is talking about IT, and what is IT, and what is Uzbekistan, etc. But if you look back 5 years and now, at that time we had around 600,000 of IT outsourcing experts. And this year we are going to have $100 million of IT experts. And this is a huge increase within 5 years. And also we are moving forward to have our first billion within coming 5 years. So I think this is a really achievable goal, and with your help we can do this. And there are all the necessary foundations for this. And we as a government are committed to make sure that this vision will be a reality. Also, we are building necessary physical infrastructure as well for BPO and IT outsourcing companies. So if you want to have an outsourcing branch in Uzbekistan, we are ready to provide you with all the necessary physical infrastructure. What is this? These are the ready-made buildings with uninterrupted electricity, high-speed internet, and the computers and the tables. So this is all you need to have an outsourcing working place available in Uzbekistan. So you don't have to spend your money for capex. The only thing is we need more trust in terms of having outsourcing projects to be implemented in Uzbekistan. And I'm really happy to note that there are many US-based companies like EPAM Systems, which had around 300 developers in Uzbekistan last year, and it has a plan to increase the number of employed staff by up to 3,000 next year. So it means 10 times increase within 3 years. This is a very important and very high rate of growth. And this is what it comes to the developers, but we are also focusing more on BPO, business process outsourcing, which is an important area for us to have outsourcing jobs. For instance, there are so many companies which are managing trucks in the United States. There are call centers. They started as the call centers which are managing the goods for the trucks, and then they moved to accounting. Today we signed an MOU with one of such companies for insurance services and other. So any office job which can be done remotely can be done remotely from Uzbekistan, and as a government we are ready to provide any support to make sure that this will happen and you will not regret about outsourcing your business to Uzbekistan. Once again, welcome to Samarkand, and Samarkand is not limited to this hotel. There are so many interesting places to see around, and in parallel we are having 22 different events within the framework of our ICT week. We do have a brand new built complex, Silk Road International Tourism Center, where we are having many interesting other events as well. Also, we are going to have exhibition. So if you have time, if you have a willingness to visit, you are welcome to visit there as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Shermatov. And now, with your permission, I would like to pass the floor to Iulia Sandu, Private Enterprise Officer, Acting Director of the Economic Growth and Environment Office, USAID, Uzbekistan Mission. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here with you this evening. Assalamu alaikum, and good evening to you all. It is my great pleasure to welcome you today at the event organized by the StrategEast Center for a New Economy and supported by the United States Agency for International Development through our Future Growth Initiative activity. Promoting the development of Uzbekistan and Central Asia IT sector is one of our main goals in Central Asia. In Uzbekistan, USAID advances the US government Central Asia strategy, which supports and strengthens the sovereignty and independence of the Central Asian states. The rapid development and adaptation of information technology is transforming how people live and access information and have access to goods and services. IT has the power to spur economic growth, improve development outcomes, and lift millions of people out of poverty. While digital tools have immense potential to help people live more free and prosperous life, they also present risk to citizens' privacy and data, freedom of press and expression. Worldwide, USAID is working towards a future where information technology promotes inclusive growth, foster resilient and democratic society, empowers all, including the most vulnerable. We work to strengthen open, inclusive, and secure ecosystems which reflect best practices and international standards. We have a few projects in Central Asia and in Uzbekistan, and I would like to highlight a few of them today. USAID supports the Central Asia Think Big Bootcamp program organized by the Uzbekistan Venture Capital Association in partnership with US Market Access Center. The program assists Central Asian startups in scaling up, accelerating growth, and attracting capital. With USAID co-funding assistance, Astrum IT Academy is implementing an IT training program for young women. The program includes a full-stack programming, data analytics, and programming. More than 200 girls are enrolled in this program, and several have already found their dream job. We are very proud of this project. On September 13, USAID sponsored representative of leading IT companies from the Kyrgyz Republic, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, to take part in the first Central Asian American IT Forum, which was held in New York. The forum established business links between Central Asian and American IT companies. At the request of MITC, USAID is also providing expertise to prepare a comprehensive report on the e-commerce ecosystem in Uzbekistan, and we're developing an e-commerce roadmap for 2022-2025 with prioritized policies to promote e-commerce development based on best practices. As Mr. Shermatov mentioned, in partnership with the Ministry of Public Education, USAID supported the purchase and development of new ICT student textbook, learning standards, and teacher guides for grades 5 to 11. These high-quality documents, which are closely aligned with international standards, will help the Ministry of Public Education in its effort to modernize the country's education system to include ICT education. Through our public affairs section, the United States government also supports exchange programs that serve as catalysts for women in STEM. Teach Girls, an international summer exchange program designed to empower and inspire young girls from around the world to pursue careers in science and technology, is being rolled out in Uzbekistan. Teach Women is another program which empowers and connects the next generation of women leaders in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics by providing them access and opportunity to advance their careers and become role models for young women and girls in their communities. These are just a few examples of the way we support the IT sector in Uzbekistan. USAID is very proud of our partnership with the government of Uzbekistan, with its people and civil society, and in Uzbekistan and also across Central Asia. We are also proud of our partnership with international development agencies, financial institutions, NGOs, global IT companies in support of the digital transformation of Eurasia. By launching IT education programs, assisting local startups as they expand and grow, and promoting the region as a trusted IT destination, we are adopting best practices and international standards with the hope to spur inclusive economic growth and improve development outcomes. I wish you a fruitful forum. Thank you very much. Kata Rahmat. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Iulia. And we're ready to listen, although a recorded address or greeting from Matilda Dimovska, UNDP resident representative in Uzbekistan.
Assalamu alaikum. On behalf of United Nations Development Programme, I am very pleased to address this forum organized by the StrategEast Center in the historic city of Samarkand for the fourth year. For the fourth year, we see a gathering of digital experts and the community, global, national, regional, this time in Samarkand to discuss the digital development in Eurasia. Now, I don't think that I have to say to this forum how important and how many opportunities the digitalization provide for efficiency in delivering of the public services, social protection, health, education, and so on. But Of course, I want to make the point about the new challenges that digitalization is bringing, and that's the challenge of the digital divide. We already see in around low-income countries that 70% of households are are not yet covered by the fixed broadband networks, and that's a very big, it's a danger. It's a very new form of exclusion, and therefore it is extremely important as any country advances into the digitalization that it pays attention to the inclusiveness of that process. Coming back to Uzbekistan, yes, Uzbekistan has made remarkable progress in terms of its digital transformation, being it in terms of connecting with the global markets, in terms of connectivity, internet, or uptake of the online services. But what we also find that it is extremely important and valuable is the focus of the people, the people-centered approach, and movement from the center to the regions, from the cities to the rural areas, and that is a very positive that is an approach that we see throughout. Now, to this community, I don't have to list the number of initiatives that Uzbekistan's government has been doing in that respect, but the lines of including the women, empowering them into the digitalization, and also using the digitalization as a tool to address in a forward-looking manner the unemployment issue is extremely important. Now, still, of course, there are issues to be further looked. For example, the level of broadband coverage and mobile internet speed in the region is still an issue to be looked at. Only 38% of the highways are covered by mobile internet. Uneven digital development across the country is still an issue. Around 90% of the IT services are concentrated only in Tashkent region. And then, of course, that indicates to a also slower level of adoption of the digital services. We have been working, we, United Nations Development Program, have been working with the government on these issues, on arguing for a whole of society approach. We are working also at the moment on including digital governance, in fact, and the ecosystem for it, enhancing the national digital capacity, but also creating of a digital public goods for the development. I will not speak about those in details, but I wish to refer to a study that we have recently supported the Ministry of IT together with the International Telecommunication Union, and that study was looking into the gender gap, digital divide in Uzbekistan. Now, we looked into the gap of how women and men enjoy the digital benefits of digitalization and what can be done around that. I mentioned a few points of that findings. For example, more than 90% of the respondents in all regions of Uzbekistan use some kind of a connection at home, predominantly through connections, through mobile connection, which indicates that there is a digital connectivity is improving. However, the majority of those that are connected are doing that through the mobile connections, and that means that, and particularly women. That means that women have a smartphone ownership higher than a man, but they do not have ownership as much as men when it comes to the PCs, the tablets, smart TVs, and so on. And that is one of the issues. And finally, for both men and women, access to internet is impeded mainly by the costs of the internet, and they still find it difficult to accommodate it within their financial capabilities. And the other second reason of that, they find that it is still the lack of skills to use the digital in IT, basically. So therefore, we think that these are the issues, that still the journey is open and there is still way to go for, and probably it's always open road, in fact, towards inclusive, resilient and fair digital society in Uzbekistan and everywhere. So this is a challenging task. It requires a longer-term commitment, not only by the government, civil society, private sector, and the international community is there. So let me finish by saying, yes, while the Uzbekistan leverages the digitalization for its development purposes and meeting the ambitious economic growth agenda, and integrates into the regional global markets, it is also critical that that is being done into an inclusive manner, because that's the only sustainable manner. We at United Nations Development Programme are here and ready to continue accompanying Uzbekistan in that journey. Rahmat.
Thank you to Matilda Dimovska for this inspiring address. And I'll tell a couple of words about our forum. We're still waiting for one more guest who will address on behalf of EPAM Systems, Yurii Antoniuk, Vice President of the company. But StrategEast State and IT Eurasian Forum is being held for the fourth time. The first time it was in Kiev in Ukraine. The second one, just amidst the pandemic, it was in Tbilisi in 2020. And now for the second time, the forum is being held in Central Asia. First one, last year it was in Bishkek. This year it's been held here in old city of Samarkand. And it's not just coincidence. We truly believe that the Central Asia, with its 70 million people, young population, is the next IT hub. It's the next trusted IT destination. And that's something that we are really enthusiastic to work on, and we are proud to be supported by the governments, by global development agencies like USAID, GIZ, and others, like international financial institutions like EBRD, the World Bank, and others, and also by the civil society, by associations like KSSDA, who was present here, and others. Our strength is always to be a coalition of those who are interested to bring and to deliver the real change. And to deliver a real change, it's possible in relatively short period of time. Good example is Republic of Georgia in Caucasus, where just in 2 years, JITA, Georgia's Innovation Technology Agency, with support of StrategEast and other agencies, succeeded to set up from the scratch entirely new sector of the economy. The sector, the export-oriented IT sector of Georgia grew up just in 2 years, and it started its extensive growth just amid the pandemic. And it's true that huge effort from the government of Georgia with 5% decreased tax. International companies like EPAM and Yurii Antoniuk just joined us, and Exadel and many others. And the result is just in 1 year, in Georgia, we had over 31 international companies in 1 year. The direct income from revenues from exports exceeded $35 million. More than 2,000 high-paying jobs were created just in the first year. The first startup ever in Georgia was acquired for $50 million, and the first product company opened their R&D office in Georgia, and it was Viber Messenger. So it just demonstrates with the right action, you could deliver fast results. That's something that we're eager to do here in Central Asia. And that's something that we're eager to do together with all of those who are present here today. We started working in different countries, but we still believe in regional synergy. We opened our project office in Almaty just this August, to assist to Kazakhstan with the Tech Orda project, educating 20,000 local IT specialists and attracting international companies to come to Kazakhstan and to start their operation there. Tomorrow, we're planned to hold a special side event dedicated, and you will have a chance to hear more details. Our project office is here. People from Astana Hub and from the ministry will come to join us. Now, for StrategEast this year is also our first anniversary. We worked for 5 years, and we celebrated just this September 5 years developing the digital economy and the knowledge-driven economy and ecosystem in Eurasia. So just a little summary. So far, we have 5 regional offices. We have thousands of StrategEast IT Hub graduates. We have tens of millions invested in the Eurasian IT industry. As a result, we have hundreds of millions in new export revenues. 50 plus, over 50 startups accelerated. Thousands of new Eurasian IT jobs, high-paying jobs were created. Major forums, as I mentioned, were held in Kyiv, Tbilisi, and Bishkek. Thousands of expert speakers at StrategEast events. And active in more than 20 countries, and that's something that also we will elaborate tomorrow. It's not only about the region, it's about the region becoming part of the global supply chain. It's about Gulf countries getting delivery of software from Central Asia. It's about American companies delivering knowledge and IP and opening their R&D offices in this region. It's also about the regional integration. For more information about StrategEast and our activity, you can get the StrategEast map. It's still not StrategEast globe, but still you will have an impression of what we're doing in the region for each country and also in region-wise. And to summarize, I would like also to thank our partners. First of all, the government of Uzbekistan, who assisted us to hold this event and support us in all our activities in this country. Our partners and global development agencies, you could have them behind. It's USAID, European Bank of Reconstruction and Development, but definitely IT Park of Uzbekistan and other IT parks in the region. And also you could see Moldova, you could see Georgia, you could see other countries. You could see Ernst & Young, MasterCard, Google, and big tech companies are also supporting us. And shortly, I could say that several big vendors will open their offices in the region of Central Asia, and also big companies like Meta and others also. I think that the next year will be a year of extensive development of digital economy in the region. So we came to this ancient city of Samarkand to say that we're going to develop the digital economy to deliver real change to the region, to bring more gender equality, to bring more equal opportunities for rural areas, regional centers, and the capital. And we came here actually to make this region part, as I said, of the global supply chain. Thank you for joining us and have a great day. And with your permission, I will invite Mr. Antoniuk to join me here and to greet you on behalf of EPAM Systems, the biggest digital company or engineering company active in this region. Thank you.
Thank you, Anatoly. Hi, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you again, like Anatoly said, for all participants of this forum. For EPAM, it's a big pleasure to be part of StrategEast family for many, many years. It's not the first time. And typically here, our CEO and president and founder of the company, Arkady Dobkin, is participating in the forums. And today, it's my pleasure for me. I'm Yurii Antoniuk, head of EPAM and vice president in Central Eastern Europe. And it's probably a little bit kind of like unusual that guy from Europe is coming to Central Asia to talk about how a region is developing and how Uzbekistan and other countries are doing great. But in fact, we see a very, very big integration between part of our organization in a different part of our world, which is very tight connected, and especially after pandemic and after all this volatility across the globe. Our company, which has more than 60,000 people across the globe, has very big presence in Central Europe, in Eastern Europe, and now we are growing in Central Asia very aggressively. Just one fact I could bring that EPAM in Uzbekistan, last year we had something around 300 people, and this year we have more than 1,000 people. So it's a 3 times growth. We're one of the biggest IT company in software engineering here. Definitely there are other IT companies. It is a big pleasure for us to see our colleagues from a globe and specifically here. But this is just only one sign how we see Uzbekistan and the region in general, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, other countries, which the big potential country has. That's a StrategEast big role to bring more business here, to bring education here, which is very important because IT, it's a human capital companies. We definitely cannot grow without very modern and advanced education systems. And just cases, for example, IT Park University, which opened recently, where just from start, university has more than 500 students who can teach online, and many other universities, and a big populations of young people. All this brings more and more perspective for kids through special programs which supported with partners of StrategEast. So altogether, business, education, and IT companies, this is what bring is new ideas and new promotions for countries in the region and specifically for Uzbekistan. So one more time, I will not spend many time of your attention. Thank you very much for joining us together with StrategEast. We're really proud to be part of this family, and we're really proud to grow in a region in Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, where we have 1,000 people, and in Uzbekistan. And I believe more and more doing together, we create more opportunities for young talents here. So thank you very much, and let's start.